Because they got nothing on me!
That's right, everyone. This is Thibodeaux Online Big Blue, bringing you the best in New York Giants sports talk entertainment. Now, of course, I'm not as cool as B-Rad G from the Malibu, but you know what? We're going to try. We're going to talk about Kayvon Thibodeaux. We're going to talk about Devin Smith. We're going to talk about when defense ruled today for the Giants. We're going to talk about all that fun stuff. We're going to talk about Schoen, the Shane. He's a low down, dirty Shane. Crisscrossing the country, making the trip to Oregon's Pro Day to see Kayvon Thibodeaux in person. And it's an interesting situation. I think it's funny that if you take a look at Kayvon Thibodeaux, you thought it would have been a player that would have gone in the top 3. You thought he was a guy that there would be no conversation with him dropping down to 5. And I've said it a million times, you don't really drop down to 5 because there's only 4 players ahead of you. But you thought there was not a chance or a potential opportunity for the Giants to draft him. Then the rumors started swirling. Then the things started coming around. Concerns about injuries. Questioning regarding his personality. And that all kind of started when he was very blunt in his press conference during the combine. Then you hear that he dogged it sometimes. I just find it interesting. I find it crazy. And this happens every year that you have one prospect that becomes an enigma wrapped in a riddle. You have a prospect who should no questions be about his athletic ability, but all of a sudden you start having questions about his personality. You're not going to question his speed. You're not going to question his will to win. You're not going to question his technique. You're not going to question how solid he's actually also against the run. But you're going to start questioning other things. And you wonder, is it a smokescreen? Is it other teams just putting information out there so they can get a chance at Mr. Thibodeaux? I like Thibodeaux. I've said it before. He reminds me a little bit too much of Clowney. I'm not going to lie about that. His ideal role in the NFL, of course, he's going to be a defensive end. He's going to be a starting edge. And I think he is potentially a good fit for a 3-4. I think he would need to bulk up a little bit if you're going to draft him into a 4-3 defense. But the good news is we don't want him in a 4-3. We want him in a 3-4. He's a guy that I tried to go back to 2000 and find a game that would be a case study for things that he does not do well. And I find it hard pressed to find one. If you want to see what he does exceptionally well, go to the USC game back in 2000. Go into this year, our last season, I should say. So USC would be 2000. So for 2001, go look at the Cal game or the Fresno game or the UCLA game. Explosive first step, which is what you want when you want a guy looping around the edge. He gets off the ball with force. And that quick first step causes false start penalties because I rephrase that. The offensive player, the offensive lineman is trying to, it's one of those things where defensive players try to guess the snap count. You then have offensive linemen trying to guess when Kayvon's going to come off the ball, which will cause false start penalties. He's a guy that is just powerful. He's got good power in his hands and his hips. He can grab. He can hold the point of attack very well. And one of the things that he does need to work on a little bit is kind of disengaging a little quicker to be more efficient in reference to playing the run. But that's something that can be coached. He does, for all the acclimates and credit he gets for being a pass rusher, people overlook or underlook his value as a run defender. It's kind of like a JPP thing. It's kind of like an Osi Umenyiora thing. Kind of like a Justin Tuck thing. You always think about Osi Umenyiora with his acclimates for going after the passer. Same with Jason Pierre-Paul. But you forget how well they played the run. You forget how well back in 2011, 2007, the Giants defensive end not only could rush the passer, but they could play the run and hold the edge. That is something we did not have. And why does Kayvon have that? 2 words: lateral mobility. He is a guy that can move effortlessly from side to side. And that's what you want for a guy, especially in the wink system. He is going to be asked to do, if he just drafted by the Giants, he's going to have to ask to do more things. I can't talk today. We were up late last night because we had tornado warnings, so we were hanging. We were hunkered down in the basement until about midnight. It's in the middle of the stream, and I had to turn it off. I was ended it anyways, but I had to turn it off because we had tornado warnings and a tornado watch. Warning means there might be one. A watch means there's probably one in the area. But he is a guy that, like I said, everyone talks about his relentless pass rushing skills and his desire to get to the quarterback. And that's the wrong button.
What's your assignment?
Kill the quarterback. Hit the tight end so hard his girlfriend dies. Kill everybody.
Oh, that's right, Alvin Mack. That's what we want to do. And that's kind of what Kayvon does. But like I said, his functional strength is not just being able to rush, but it's also to play the run. Would he be a value pick for the Giants at 5? Hell yeah. If you were sitting there with Neal at 5 and Kayvon, I would probably take Kayvon. Because of the fact that this is a deep enough draft that you could find offensive linemen. The Schoen has proven that you don't have to take an offensive lineman in the first round to have them excel. But this, as much as this team, and they have been filling out this roster the last couple of weeks with not quality offensive linemen, but quantity of offensive linemen. So it tends for me to believe they may go defense with the first pick. I still think they should go defense with the first 2 picks. Because I think with a prospect like Kayvon, you could run him in a 3-4. You don't want to put him on the edge. You can make him an outside linebacker. You could fit him in that hybrid type scheme where some place he's got his hands in the dirt and some place he's standing up. You can move him all over the field. You can have that pass rusher from the outside that we haven't seen in a while. He's 6'4", 254 pounds. He doesn't have the sheer size to play, I think, full-time defensive end. But like I said, he is a guy that if he can learn to disengage his blockers a little faster, he's not going to have a problem. I don't see him adding on to his frame. And I've said this before. You go Kayvon Thibodeaux. You go Devin Lloyd with your first 2 picks. You have fixed your defense. I don't care who you bring in at safety. I don't care who you have playing at the CB2 position alongside of Dory Jackson. You have fixed your defense. You have found 2 speed guys who play at 1,000 miles an hour, who are athletic enough to fill multiple roles in the wink defense. We want to have this again where defense rules the day. We want to have this again where we sit there and we are the New York Football Giants. We are that team that has the ability to attack. We want this team to go back after the quarterback. We want to, I said it yesterday in the stream with Daniel Jones, they want to unleash the Kraken. I want to unleash.
You can't keep me cooped up in here, okay? I am a peacock. You gotta let me fly.
I want to release the peacock. I want the Giants defense to go back to being the Giants defense of yore. I want the defense to attack. And then you know what? Take the rest of the draft. Take the rest of the draft off. You could do whatever you want in the rest of the draft. Your next 7 picks. Do whatever you want. Go 7 offensive linemen. But if you want to be, I've said it before, I still think the Giants are going to win 5 games. And I think we're going to be lucky to win 5. I don't need to look at the schedule. I look at the talent. But if you want to be competitive, if you want to have a competitive edge, if you want 2 players with what I basically perceive to have high football IQ, a high understanding of the game, the way he sets up especially with Thibodeaux, the way he sets up offensive tackles throughout the game, and then shows his uncanny ability to alter his rush and go around these guys at the key moment. The same thing with Devin Lloyd. You got Devin Lloyd who can attack the passer, who can handle the run, who can then also cover. You team him up with people like Blake Martinez in the middle. You have Tay Crowder do a limited possession in reference to being on the field. Limit his time on the field. You're going to find 2 guys that can help. Two guys can make a huge impact on defense. They really can. And if they're in the right position, if they're in the right position defensively for your coordinator. And that's what I think we need to look at. A lot of things going on. Online Big Blue Sports Entertainment is now Online Big Blue Sports Entertainment LLC. We got some news coming on. We're going to be doing something which I'm pretty excited about. Don't want to get into it just yet, but we're going to do something that's going to coincide with the website, coincide with the app. If you don't know, go down the free app at the Google Play Store. It's the beta app, so version 2 is coming out, and we're also going to have the version going out too. And there comes the music right there again. I keep forgetting to move that. We got the beta version out right now in the Google Play Store. We'll have the out in the Apple Play Store soon. You can also go and pick up Online Big Blue gear at onlineBigBlue.com. Go to the store. You can get yourself some poppycocker gear. You can get yourself some
draft, baby. Yeah.
Get yourself some Online Big Blue gear. We're going to have the big stream on Sunday at 10:30 Eastern Standard Time, so make sure everyone tunes in. We'll have the Dahmer and everyone else. We also have the big draft show coming up on Orthodox Easter, Sunday the 24th. It will be our only draft show, or it'll be our only mock draft show. If you would like to be on the show, we have about 9 or 10 people coming on right now. If you would like to be on the show, like I said, I want all subscribers to come on the show. I'm not looking for any content creators. I want subscribers. And if you want to be on the show, email me at tim@onlineBigBlue.com. That's tim@onlineBigBlue.com. And I will make sure you get all the information, a little breakdown of what we're doing. And it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have some big giveaways that day as well. We gave away a bunch of shirts the other day. So hopefully we can come up with another fun giveaway. And again, this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best of New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. And as always, if you could like, if you subscribe, ring the bell, that means that